Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Clockwork Cantina, episode 118. How are we doing, everybody? I'm one of your hosts, Josh902, and this is the other host of the show.
I'm DT3. What's up, everybody? Hope you're all doing well.
Yes, sir.
Pretty, pretty. Sometimes we go like a couple weeks without seeing the good peoples, and I think this time, from the last episode to now, has been probably one of the shorter times.
It's true.
Uh,
It has been. We did the
so
show
so
on
that's
Wednesday.
so that's cool. That's interesting. Yeah, we did a special Star Wars Day show. I usually not when we do them, but it was fun, man. I always enjoy having OMG on the show. She's a good
Yeah,
friend. So it
absolutely.
was good time talking Star Wars with her. That's for sure, man. It was a lot of fun.
hmm It was. I had a lot of fun on Wednesday doing the show, and it's always nice when we add in another person into the show because it takes some of the. You would think it would add more to my plate. It actually takes a little less off my plate that I don't have to talk as much, and I can focus more on production and making sure everything's not breaking, um, which is kind of nice sometimes. But a lot of time when it's me and Daniel, I'm running the show, but I'm also trying to fill airtime when we're chatting, and it can be a little hard. It can be a little tricky sometimes. Um, but yeah, I always enjoy having OMG on. She's awesome. Love having her here.
Yeah, she's great.
We're starting a couple hours later than we usually do today. If you see me squirming a lot, I'm having some back pain, guys. So that's kind of like what is the I got my heating pad. I don't know if you guys ever. When the older you get, guys, invest in one of these things because let me tell you, it helps with pain quite a bit. So, um, I've got that stuffed in my
Damn.
back area. Keep kind of heat up the muscles in there and get them to chill out a little bit. Um,
Chill out, muscles. Chill out.
yeah. It's bad when your own body's like, I'm gonna hurt you for no reason other than you slept kind of
Dude.
funny. Um, my neck is also a little stiff. But yeah, guys, today we're gonna be talking about the Moon Knight last episode, or not the last. The last episode of Moon Knight, but all the episodes of Moon Knight
All of
because we
Moon
haven't talked
Knight.
about them.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be talking winning time in the second half of the show as well, which is winning time Rise of the Lakers. If you haven't seen it, uh, leave and come back after you have.
Yeah. So again, just so you're clear, we're talking about Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty from HBO Max, as well as Marvel Studios' Moon Knight, Disney Plus. So both of those shows, go check them out. And then yeah, join us for our conversation about it over in the second half of the show.
And we'll give you some thoughts, what we think of it. I'm sure we have some. Before
Yeah.
we get started, before we get with the news, we usually talk about what we've been up to the past week. So, DT, my friend, you want to start us off with what you've been up to the past, well, since Wednesday, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
so there's been less time to talk about things that we've done because it's been, like I said, less time to do things as well. But okay, so since then I have tried a new game called Prop Night, which is kind of like Dead by Daylight, but like prop hunt. So you get to like switch into turn into objects. So basically, what you want to do in this game is instead of trying to run away from the killer like you would in Dead by Daylight, you kind of want to hide from them to begin with, and you can transform into uh like a candle or a fucking bottle of Coke or just various different things, right? The smaller the better because you move faster and you're easier to hide. So that's typically uh how you would want to do that. But I mean, yeah, it was pretty cool. I did a co-stream for Cinco de Mayo playing that game, and I'm probably gonna play it again this week with the same group, maybe. Um and yeah, that was pretty cool. It was interesting trying that game out for the first time. Watched episode 7 of the Halo show, which yeah, that's it wasn't as I guess as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Like, we usually we've been talking like off stream, Josh and I and a couple other friends that have been keeping up with it about how like the B plot of the show is not so great. And the last episode was pretty much all B plot, and yeah, to me it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Man, I've
So
seen a
hey,
lot of
that's a
reviews
that's
that
a
are
win,
like,
man.
"It's the worst episode of Halo yet," and I was like, "It wasn't that bad." Like, come on. It was.
Compared
I
to
mean, it
like some
wasn't
of
the
the other
best,
stuff,
but
yeah, I mean,
it
come on.
wasn't. I don't think it was the worst because, like,
Yeah, I wouldn't say that either.
The B plot in other episodes is terrible compared to
Yeah,
the
like
B plot in
it,
this
the
episode.
the stuff in the other episodes that is like still has the A plot and the B plot combined. That I feel like yeah is worse than what we got the episode
Yeah,
dedicated totally to that.
I think people just
Uh,
got sour on it, so they're gonna shit on it no matter what at this point.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry I interrupted you. Please continue.
No, no, no.
Uh,
I play a little bit more Lego Star Wars because I'm trying to 100% it. Still not there yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. We're almost done. I think we're getting closer. Um, and then what else? Strange New Worlds, Star Trek, Strange New Worlds. Started that. Pretty good. I like Anson Mount. I've liked his character since he was in Discovery. And I remember always saying, like, when it was just Discovery, I was like, man, I'd rather follow his crew instead of like Discovery crew because I don't really care about the Discovery crew as much when those guys showed up. And here we are. We have a spin-off show for them called Star Trek Strange New Worlds. That first episode is out. I'm not the biggest Star Trek guy, but I enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll be definitely looking forward to seeing the rest of that because yeah, I think that's a solid crew and Anson Mount's a great actor. And I've been following him since Hell on Wheels, so I'm looking forward to seeing him and all the stuff. Play a little bit of Pokemon Unite, and then this is something that I don't really bring it up a lot, but like, or we don't really bring it up a lot, but like, we do tend to talk about music from here to here, from here and there, from time to
yeah.
time. And I'm a big Kendrick Lamar fan, and he released a new song. So I was glad to listen to that, and it was pretty cool. The video is crazy because he does like some deep fake shit on his face, and he just watch it, just watch it. It's wild, it's wild. And then last but not least, I did something that if you told me at the start of the year I was gonna be doing this, I don't think anyone, including myself, would have believed you. But I'm not the only one. There's been a crew of us that have started playing Fortnite. I know that we've talked mess about this game in the past. I sure have.
Traitor! No, I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm
But
joking.
now we can play with Josh's nephew. It was squad up.
Yeah, shit. They could.
But no. But there's a group of us that have started playing Fortnite. For me, the biggest reason why I never played the game was because I was just not a fan of the build mode stuff. Like that, like I remember trying out the game when it first came out years ago, and I was like, man, the building is just not. I'm not a fan of the building stuff. So I tried it. I hated it because I didn't want to. It's just like for me, it was this thing of like you're shooting somebody and then they build a house in front of you, and it's like, well, fuck this, dude. Like, I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So I never liked that. So I gave up on the game like when after that, and I never played it again. But then recently, they well, not recently. I think like couple years ago, they released like Star Wars stuff, and that kind of was like, oh, maybe I should try it again. But even then, I was like, nah, dude, the building is just too much for me. So recently, as of like what last week, maybe,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, last week they brought back the Star Wars stuff because of Star Wars Day. So they have an ongoing event right now in game for like the next couple weeks, I think. And then they also have a new game mode. I don't know how long it's been there for, but I think it's been there for a little bit now. We talked about it in the past where they have a zero build mode where there's no building. So that combined with the Star Wars was like, all right, maybe I should give this game a shot again. And I'll be honest with you, like I've been having fun playing it, and we have a group of people that have been playing it, and it's been cool squatting up and all that. So it's been It's been pretty good. And look at that. As I say that, Majin says he just got 2 wins in solo build. So there you go, man. Or 0 build, I should say, solo. So there you go, Majin. Yeah, I'll definitely be down to play after stream, Majin. So but yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. Oh, and then also yesterday for Mother's Day, I went to the park and had, uh, did some grilling, got some brats, some delicious,
Oh yeah,
cheese and jalapeno brats. Another one's had like bacon and stuff, and oh, it was so good. I love
yeah,
grilled
boy.
meats, man. I know we talked about. I
That's,
know Josh has talked about like how he's been grilling, recently as well and all that. And I love it, man. I
bro.
love it. I always look forward to it.
If I had the setup, I'd stream grilling. Like because I just sit out there and
Hell
chill
yeah,
and
dude.
and just have fun grilling and talking kind of stuff. So if I had a setup,
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I'd
Sure.
be doing that all the time. Cool, Daniel. I'm gonna start with what I did last night before bed, which is I read this bad boy. We gotten into
No
comic books a
Punisher.
little bit. So this is Punisher, King of Killers. Um, the first issue I got at the comic shop the other day when I was there, and I was like, I need to crack into these books because I bought some. And this is the Punisher that is not using guns. He's given up using guns. He's using a sword now, and he's joined the Hand. Um, and it's pretty cool little comic book. I just wanted to show off one of the uh I want to show off just one of the pages that's in here that I thought, oh, this is so cool. Hang on, let me get it open here. So in the early pages. It's Frank kind of reliving the moments that he kind of becomes the Punisher, where he's been shot all to hell and all that. And he's like, the doctors are talking to him, and he's like, "What's your name? Who are you?" And then they cut to the page, and it's like, uh, Frank Castle is the Punisher, and it's got photos of every like a bunch of different Punisher photos on here, and
Damn,
I'm
look
like
at
that's
that.
so neat. But it's a pretty cool little comic. Uh,
Pretty
you
dope.
know, yeah. I'm trying to find there's another 2-page spread in here that is pretty dope. Um, but like here's Frank Castle. I'm not a fan of this logo. I'll always love the
Yeah,
original skull and stuff,
yeah.
but
The original one is always better. That one is,
uh,
yeah. I'm not too crazy on
Um,
it either.
but it's still Frank Castle. It's still the Punisher, and
Yeah,
he's joined the Hand, and there they are. Some pretty cool art in here. I like it. Um, but yeah, I know there was some controversy over this comic and all that kind of stuff with him giving up the guns and stuff, but like the way I always see comic books, even though I don't read a whole lot of them, but what I've always figured is like one way or another, it always comes back around to the original at some point. So, like, they're gonna do this for a little while. Frank's gonna be like a fucking hand ninja for a while, and he murders some motherfuckers, and well, it's the Punisher, okay? Like he punishes in this
right.
fucking book. But
That's what he's
I got
gonna do, man.
this is not the original cover. This is one of the variants. They have a lot of variant covers, and I liked this one the most, even though I'm not crazy over the fucking skull logo. But I like, look, he's got a sword and it's got like the little ninja shadows and stuff. Um, so yeah, I read that. I got more comics over there. I got a bunch of Booster Gold and stuff because I'm a Booster Gold fan. Um, yep. Okay, I watched Halo. Same as Daniel. I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be that episode, but whatever. Um, I watched The Offer, episode 4. For those of you that don't know what The Offer is, The Offer is a show about the making of The Godfather. It's like a mini series, and it has like a bunch of people in it. It has a bunch of dudes from Band of Brothers in it. Has Miles Teller is in it. He plays the lead. And actually, it's pretty good. It's on Paramount Plus, which I have because of Halo, and we'll probably keep for Star Trek now. For a little while, at least till Strange New Worlds is over. But when I had it for Halo, I was like, well, I have this. I need to see what else is on here and see what's worth watching. So I started watching The Offer, and it's pretty freaking good. Um, I watched Strange New Worlds. I'm not like a super Trek fan, but I know it. I think I'm like an average fan. I would say, if anything, I'm bigger into Star Wars, but I still like Trek. Um, I think it's off to a good start. It's kind of like that first episode is kind of like if you've never seen Star Trek and you haven't seen Discovery, here's kind of like who these people are, and here's like the rules of Star Trek because they go over General Order one quite a bit. Um, I watched Wedding Time, obviously, but we're gonna talk about that in the second half of the show. And I watched Tokyo Vice episodes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I finished the first season, and they are going to do. They better do a season 2 because if they don't, I'm gonna be very pissed. The show is really good. Um, but it does that thing where it leaves on a fucking cliffhanger, a really shitty cliffhanger too. Um, And when I say shitty, I mean like this is life and death stuff, guys. I want to know who's alive and who's not at the end of this. Um, are you talking, Daniel? I cannot hear you. I see your lips moving. Um,
Okay, there we go. That I am. Not can you hear me now?
yeah. What were you saying?
Weird. No, no, no. You, I was just kind of replying to what you were saying about like life or death stuff, and I was like, damn, it's like that, huh? I was like, oh shit, because
Dude,
I haven't seen it
it's
yet. I plan on checking it out, but I haven't seen it yet. So
I like it
I
quite a bit.
yeah.
Um, it goes like so we've always heard of like the Yakuza, and they've been like bad guys in like so much of our
Yeah.
media and movies and TV shows and comic books. A lot of that is like exaggerated and kind of stuff like that. They are criminals and stuff, but like they have like almost working relationships with the police to keep the peace, so like war doesn't break out and stuff. So this show kind of dives into that quite a bit.
Mhm.
There's obviously also some relationship drama stuff in there as well, but like, um, I recommend checking it out. I like it, but just know that when you get to that last episode, be prepared. There's gonna be a shitty cliffhanger, and
Mm.
you know, it's like if this doesn't get a season 2, I'm gonna be really bummed because you've set up for
Well,
this
shit.
fucking cliffhanger.
Then maybe I should wait until season two is announced, or at
May-
least, or until it's
Maybe,
out, man.
maybe. However, it does have Ken Watanabe in it, and we love him. So,
He's
you know,
great. Yeah, yeah. Ken Watanabe is fantastic.
uh,
Let them fight.
let them fight. Yeah, he plays a detective. Uh, but yeah, I do recommend checking it out. More people that see it, higher chance of season 2. Uh, they've obviously planned for a season 2 because they go the opening of the show. I'm just gonna spoil the opening of the show for you guys. The opening of the show takes place 2 years before what you see throughout season 1, and it flashes back to
Mm.
flashes back 2 years. Um, so it can kind of ruin like the who's alive and who's dead kind of thing if you remember that. But like for the most part, um, I check it out. It's pretty good. I hope it does get a season 2. They seem to be banking on it getting a season 2.
All right,
Um,
cool.
especially if
There's
you're
so
kind of
much
like
TV, man.
into yeah, there is so much. The good news is it's only 8 episodes, so it's not like it's a whole
That's
lot.
good. Yeah, that's good.
Um, but I was like, when I got to the end, I was like, wait, there's not an episode 9? Where's the what? You left me here. How could you? Um,
How
but
dare
yeah.
you?
I've played like 15 hours of SWOTOR the past week. They had double XP for May the 4th and Star Wars Day and slash week, I guess, because they turned it into a whole week. Um, I've been leveling up my trooper, having some fun with that. Just kind of like I'm playing this while I'm doing other things, which is what I usually do with MMOs. um, Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate Demon Hunters is out. It's actually a good Warhammer 40k XCOM game, but to me, it's really fucking hard. And I got slaughtered the other day and I quit playing. But I'm gonna go back to it. um a lot of times with these type of games, it's there's learning curves, right? And a lot of time you want to start over with what you've learned, start fresh, and get like, I'm gonna do this better this time, kind of deal. So it may be one of those types of things for me. But I like it. It's good. It's reviewing well, which is awesome. Um, Games Workshop just kind of throws that IP at whoever wants to make a game with it, which has resulted in a lot of really shit games. But this, luckily, is not one of them.
Stinkers. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of stinkers, a lot of mobile crap. Um, I'm just waiting for somebody to take it and hop in Unreal Engine 5, and make something that's ridiculous looking. Um, and the last thing I did was probably the first thing I did after the podcast on Wednesday is I went and saw Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Man, I saw it. I went by myself, which is oh, it's so. Anybody that bitches about going to the movies by yourself, please go away because my God, it is the best time I ever have. It's like I'm away from everybody. There's nobody bugging the shit out of me. It's just me, the movie, my popcorns, my drinks, and I'm chilling out watching Doctor Strange. I had a good time with
Oh
the
yeah,
movie. I'm not gonna talk about it because I know there's still people that haven't seen it. But I had a good time with it and recommend checking it out before you get spoiled
nice.
because there's a lot of cool shit that happens in that movie.
Cool, cool,
Um,
cool.
that's gonna do her. That's gonna do it for me, boys. If you want to hop into that news at the start, we sure can.
Let's go ahead and hop into the news then. All right. Uh, First piece of news we got here is that the Summer Games Fest is now confirmed for June 9th. And you can also watch it in IMAX. So the official the official Summer Game Fest account tweeted out, it's official. We have a big live showcase event on Thursday, June 9th, streaming live everywhere at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT. Uh, and of course, Jeff Keighley is going to host a showcase, industry wide showcase. Jeez, I can't talk. With announcements, reveals, and more. And then, they also the IMAX thing is, uh, they also announced a partnership. They released a trailer for their partnership with IMAX, to bring all the amazing game trailers and announcements to you on the world's biggest and best cinema format. Tickets on sale this week, I believe. So if you want to go watch it in IMAX, that's something you can do.
Let me tell
Uh,
you, if you're gonna do that, please take a shower because I know what a lot of you guys go out there. You go to ponds and stuff. You don't bathe. I know that's gonna sound really shitty, but it's the fucking truth, dude. Get in the shower for God's sakes. Don't make a bunch of
put
people
on
smell your covered
put
up
on
Axe
some
body spray. Get out of here.
put on some deodorant. God damn it!
Yeah, we're tired.
Uh,
Fucking, it's time for the stink to stop. Okay, quit perpetuating a stereotype.
Stop the stink 2022, man. Come on.
Yeah, stop the stink. Jesus.
Uh, anyway, but yeah, we will be doing an episode, I believe, on Summer Game Fest in the summertime when that happens. So stay
Absolutely.
tuned for that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm always excited for I usually hate summertime, but but there are a couple reasons why I do like summertime. For one, it's all the like we mentioned earlier, the grilling, the grilled meats, the delicious goodness of just having your grill outside and cooking some delicious food. And then number two is because of all of the gaming events that happen for across all over the place. Like before it was like E3, and now that E3 isn't really a thing anymore, we have like everybody doing their own thing, but it's still kind of around summertime. So yeah, man, I'm excited, dude. I always look forward to checking out new trailers and announcements and all that. I'm hyped.
Yeah. I did.
June 9th is also a month away.
Yeah, it's not even like that far. It's just like next month we'll be doing this.
Yeah,
Um, it's always fun. I'm sure we'll see stuff from Starfield. Like I'm really interested in that. Um, I hope we see some Star Wars. I really hope we do see some Star
I
Wars
I
there.
would love to see that. Yeah,
Um, I would like to see some Dragon Age from BioWare. I'm curious to see if there's anything gonna be shown there with that. I'm just kind of curious to like what or if even they're gonna be there at all. Like everybody kind of
mhm,
does their own thing, so not necessarily everybody's gonna be at Summer Games Fest. Like
yeah.
I doubt we'll see much PlayStation or Sony there. They always do their own thing, but uh, we'll see. I always look forward to that stuff. It's like growing up, it was almost like second Christmas, right? Like getting to watch all these game announcements and stuff. It
Yeah,
still kind of feels
man.
that way.
I always
Christmas.
say this, dude. Like I remember like turning on G4 for the E3 stuff. Like it's good times, man. Good times. I love it.
Yes, sir. All right. What do we got next?
All right, next up, Crytek hires Hitman 3 director to lead Crisis 4. So Crytek announced back in January that Crisis 4 was real and in the early stages of development. But since then, they've kind of stayed quiet on the sequel. But this week, they revealed that the game now has a new director. They revealed on Twitter that Hitman 3 game director at IO Interactive, Matthias Engstrom, will direct Crisis 4. Uh, and this is what the tweet contains, and it says, "We are happy to announce that Matthias Engstrom, known for his work as game director of Hitman 3 at IO Interactive, joins the Crisis family as game director for the fourth installment of the Crisis franchise, starting this week." Um, so I haven't played Hitman 3, but I hear it was. I mean, I hear that all three of like the newer ones have been pretty good.
Hmm.
So I can only imagine that this is a good get for them. For Crisis. I also haven't played any of the Crisis games, so I can't really speak on this too much. But Josh, you got any thoughts on this? Because I know you played
Uh,
some of it.
I played the Crisis games are fun, man. You get to think of it almost like you're kind of like Iron Man almost, except you're with a squad of dudes in this badass armor that you can juice up with all these different abilities, like being having stronger armor or super strength. You could. I remember in the first game, you could run around, you just grab people like Vader style by the throat, and you just fucking lift them and throw them in the air, just send them flying in the air. Ah, it was so much fun. They're like dumb sci-fi action games. It's like it's
Right.
it's it's and I say dumb. They're not even that dumb. They have a neat little story. Um, but yeah, I don't really have a lot of thoughts. I didn't play Hitman 3. Um, I don't think I played. I get a little confused on it because like they did like Hitman 1 and then like 2 and then they're kind of like and then 3 and they're all kind of like merged in like one thing almost. I feel like.
Mhm.
Uh, So I don't think I played the third one. I think I watched a lot of people play Hitman because it's pretty funny to watch people play Hitman, come up with all the different ways to kill people. Uh,
Gotcha.
but yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I know they have like the Crisis. What is it? The remastered trilogy or whatever. I'll have to get that at some point and play through those games because I never
Yeah,
I missed out when the original one came out and all that, and the sequels obviously. So I've never played through them.
I
I
think they
just
would
heard
be
this.
good in between games for you. Like you just finish something heavy with like a story and you just want to shoot some guys. Like
Mhm.
Crisis is probably be your playground type of game.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I'll have to keep that in mind because yeah, I got a lot of games planned coming, so that'd be nice to have something where you could just not like it has a story, but like you don't have to like stress about like
Hmm.
playing through a 100 fucking whatever hour game, right? Because I
Right.
think I have a few of those coming up. But anyway, yeah. So that's cool. Yeah, I'll try them out at some point.
All right. What's next?
Next up, we have some more sequel news, and this is also a fourth game in the series, but for this time, we are talking about Mafia 4 because a new Mafia game is in development. Hangar 13's boss leaves, but they still have a new game in development. So Lucasfilm or LucasArts veteran Hayden Blackman has left the troubled 2K studio with Mafia 4 early in development. Uh, they announced it last Wednesday that they wrote an email to the staff saying that uh, he is going to pursue his passion at a new endeavor. Uh, but like I said, in addition to this, they are also in development for a new Mafia game. They thank Hayden's leadership in establishing Hangar 13, building and uniting teams in Novato, Brighton, and Czech, and they're releasing multiple student-defining Mafia games and collections. 2K wrote in an internal communication shared with VentureBeat and other places. Uh, they didn't mention that Matthew Urban, Hangar 13 chief operating officer, has also left the studio. Uh, which apparently he said something about his departure over on LinkedIn. Uh, but yeah, this is interesting. I most recently played the third game, like I guess like summertime of last year, like almost a year ago, and it was all right. Like I think Mafia 3 was just like the story wasn't bad, but like the gameplay just got very repetitive, and I just like after a while, I was like, I just wanted to just be done with the game. I played Mafia 2 like I think almost when it came out, like years ago, like whenever that came out. I still haven't played the original Mafia. I have it. I have to just slot it into my upcoming games, but I definitely am going to be playing the first one here at some point. So I'm excited to get into that. Uh, but yeah, what are your thoughts on a Mafia 4, Josh?
I'm all in. I love Mafia games. I wasn't as crazy over Mafia 3. I really enjoyed 2, and I love the original Mafia, like before the remake Mafia um game. And I haven't even tried like the remake that they did of 1 or any of that stuff, but um I always like the Mafia games. I want it to do well and be not crap. So uh like I was always big into like otherwise, like this as a kid, watch the History Channel. I always watch like mobsters and shit like that, where they're talking about the history of the mob and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And uh, since I've been watching The Offer, it has the mob in it. It's because they had issues with getting The Godfather made. So, but yeah, I'm all for it. Like as long as they don't make it boring, I'm in.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Excuse
Sounds
me.
good. All right. Next thing we have here is that according to the PSN listing, Gotham Knights could have four-player co-op. Uh, if if a PlayStation Network store listing for the game is to be believed. But Gotham Knights is the upcoming DC game, uh, where you can play as either Nightwing, Batgirl, Robin, or Red Hood. It was revealed back in 2020. Uh, However, they were originally saying that co-op supported only up to two players, but as it says here in the listing on PlayStation Plus, it has uh, up to four online players uh, with PS Plus, which obviously you need PlayStation Plus if you're going to play online on PlayStation. But this is exciting. For me, I hope they add four-player co-op because it makes all the sense. You have four characters. Why not do it four-player co-op? Why only make it just two people? You know what I mean? Like that doesn't that would be kind of lame. So I, for one, hope that this is true because we can get our Gotham Knight squad together and
Yeah,
get
boy.
rolling. I know Josh probably wants to be Nightwing.
Yeah, do.
Uh, I will gladly take the Red Hood, and then we got two other spots open. So let's get it, man. I seriously cannot wait for this game though. It comes out in October, I believe, and yeah, I'm just super looking forward to this. I hope that it being up to four players is true
It's
because
actually been.
yeah,
I was sitting here thinking about it as you were reading and talking about it. Is like we haven't seen a whole lot of it really. We only saw like the one trailer, right? Like the one, like the actual gameplay
yeah, they
thing.
had the
They've
gameplay
only done like one
walkthrough
actual
and they
gameplay
had
thing.
they had like a trailer for it, but yeah, I mean there hasn't really been a whole lot since then.
Um,
Yeah.
which would make me think maybe they went back and maybe they did retool it for 4 people and they haven't.
I mean, I hope so. That'd be great.
Like it would kind of lead you to believe that a little bit if that is true. We'll
Would
see.
also make sense them delaying the game because originally it was supposed to come
Hmm.
out sooner than October.
That's true.
So if that's what they did, then I will applaud them and for that because that is
Yeah.
definitely what we want to see. So Warner Brothers Montreal definitely keep doing your thing, and I will super looking forward to this. I can't wait to play it. So
Well, we're gonna
that's
find out.
good news.
To add on to that, we're gonna find out some stuff tomorrow about it because they have a thing tomorrow. Did you see this on Twitter?
No, I haven't.
All right, here you go. Mission update from the Belfry Nightwing and Red Hood Powers Club tomorrow, 6 a.m. PT. So they're gonna have something tomorrow. I don't know what the fuck that
Interesting.
means.
Okay,
Um,
well that's exciting. That's very exciting. I
and
can't wait to see what that is.
they posted this image on Twitter as well, and I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. It's Daniel and I playing this game.
Yeah, look at
uh,
that. For real. Yeah, Red Hood and Nightwing. Let's go, dude.
mhm.
Oh, that's so hype, dude. I can't
uh,
wait.
so yeah, we'll have some sort of info tomorrow. And I guess we'll talk about it next week, depending on how good it is. I hope it's juicy.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope it's good news.
Indeed, indeed. That would be that would be good. Because I can't wait to see more of that. I'm super excited. That's one of my most anticipated games of the year. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing that I have here though is that EA announces a new Lord of the Rings mobile RPG. So this would be exciting if it wasn't a mobile RPG, in my opinion. So
Mm-hmm.
here's here's what they have to say though. We are incredibly excited to partner with the Soul Giants company and Middle Earth Enterprises on the next generation of mobile role playing games. EA's vice president of mobile RPGs, Malachi Boyle, writes in a press release. The team is filled with fans of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and each day they bring their tremendous passion and talents together to deliver an authentic experience for players. The combination of high fidelity graphics, cinematic animations, and stylized art immerses players in the fantasy of Middle Earth where they'll go head to head with their favorite characters. EA says Heroes of Middle Earth will feature immersive storytelling, turn based combat, deep collection systems, and a wide roster of characters across the vast universe of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. They also say that players will be able to battle through iconic stories from the world of Tolkien, fighting against the great evils of Middle Earth too. Uh, so yeah, the game is in active development by a veteran team of experts in the mobile RPG genre. Capital Games. The Lord of the Rings: Heroes of Middle Earth represents the first mobile game developed by EA, inspired by storylines, locations, characters, and lore from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit literary works. So there you go. The game is called Heroes of Middle Earth, um, and it's going to be developed by EA's Capital Games, which also did Star Wars: Galaxy of Heroes. Um, yeah, so that's the news on that.
Good
I
news,
wish.
guys. If you like Lord of the Rings, it's okay. You're gonna get to play Gollum at some point eventually. I'm sure we're all excited out of our fucking minds to play that.
Oh
Um,
boy, yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah,
instead of a cool RPG on PC, they've decided to put it on mobile, which is
yeah.
thanks. You really know
Thank
what we
you.
want, guys. Thank you. This is a pure
Yeah.
money
Also,
grab because mobile
yeah.
games make
What
money.
the
That's
hell,
all
Lord
that
of the
matters.
Rings? Like, I don't understand, man. Why they would do this on mobile and then the Gollum game is like the big, fucking
That's
current,
fucking
console
stupid, is
game.
what it is. This is stupid. Like, this is stupid. All right,
There it
it's
is.
stupid. I just
I
tell you.
agree. I agree. So anyway, if you don't got anything else, man,
Let
that'll
me
do
look
it
here
for
because
our gaming news for the week.
I think we got like just a couple of things I found.
Okay.
There's gonna be a Dead Space remake developer stream on May 12th.
Oh, okay.
Um, at 10 a.m. Pacific time over on their twitch.tv/Motive Studio. Here
Hmm.
I'll throw it up on screen for you guys so you can actually see the tweet. Let me throw it up there for you. Um, it says, "Who turned out the lights? Join at Motive Studio for our latest developer live stream focused on art." So it's not gonna do like any gameplay or anything. I guess it'll just show off some of the art
Yeah.
from it. Um, May 12th at 10 a.m. But if you're into the Dead Space, you'll get to see that, I guess. Um, oh God, I hit a button. I didn't mean to do that.
Oh.
Okay, we're good. Um, uh, I have an article about that Disney Dreamlight Valley thing. Remember when we were talking about that? The
Yeah,
Animal
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Crossing
yeah, yeah.
Disney? So this
Mhm.
just dropped an hour ago. I'll give you a link to it, Daniel. That way you can see it
Cool, cool,
too.
cool. Yeah,
Um,
let's check it out.
it says Disney Dreamlight Valley is the perfect Stardew Valley slash Animal Crossing life sim hybrid.
Uh,
It says this is over on PC Gamer, by the way. It says, having grown up in the era of the Disney's film renaissance, I am well versed in all things mouse. I know many songs by heart, have watched every animated movie, and have visited Disney World on more than one occasion. But what's never gelled with me is Disney games. The last one I enjoyed was Toy Story 2 for the PlayStation.
wow.
Disney Dreamlight Valley feels like a Disney game created just for me. It combines all the things I love most in games: live sim, intricate character creation, a big map, adventure, narrative driven stories, and very cute critters. There's licensed voice acting and music throughout, and many, many Easter eggs to find. That's Disney Files among for the Disney Files among you. It's a Disney game made with millennials and Gen Xers in mind. Into the unknown. The Dreamlight Valley's mysterious ruler has departed, and in their absence, forgetting began. Ghastly night thorns grew all over the biomes, and characters retreated to their homes and into the Dream Castle. With most losing their memories, it's up to you, Dreamlight Valley's magical savior, to restore the memories of its inhabitants and rid the world of the forgetting. There's no combat in Dreamlight Valley. Rather, you'll use your magic to destroy the Night Thorns and complete quests by helping various characters in each biome, such as searching for their lost items. Helping characters is also the way to unlock royal tools, which will help you on your way to saving the valley. Sounding like a pretty basic fairy tale adventure so far, right? Well, not quite. With 40 plus hours of the main story being promised, there is also unique character quests that will unlock tools such as a fishing rod or shovel, and special rewards depending on your friendship level with said character. There are realms hidden behind doors in the Dream Castle that function as mini biomes where you will need to solve increasingly difficult puzzles to unlock even more characters. Around two-thirds of Dreamlight Valley's content will be available when the early access period begins later this summer, with more being added throughout the year. One of the key elements of Dreamlight Valley is self-expression, whether that's with a snazzy outfit or a total rearrangement of one of the many biomes across the map. The aim is to become a Disney princess, but rather, no, or sorry, isn't to become a Disney princess, but rather to express your love of Disney in your own way. Of course, there are many costumes to let you cosplay as Elsa if you wish, but originality is encouraged. The sandbox elements of Dreamlight Valley have you cooking, farming, collecting resources, and more through interacting with characters such as Goofy. It's a bit of an eclectic mix of Dragon Quest Builders 2 versus Animal Crossing, as you need to assist characters to unlock the tools you need. This article is very long, so I'm not going to read all of it, guys, but that's a
Yeah,
little
no, we
preview
don't
for
we
you.
don't need to read all that. Go
Uh,
check it out if you're on
I'll
yourself. It's
post it
basically
in the chat.
a review of like or a preview of somebody who's tried the game out.
Somebody got a lot of time with it, it looks like, though. I was
And
not expecting the article to be that long.
it sounds pretty cool. So
Yeah,
uh go check it out.
that just got posted, so that's why it wasn't in the news. That's breaking news for you guys. Pretty much. So go check that
There
out
you
if you want
go.
to. Other than that, Daniel, we can move on because I do not believe there's
All right.
anything else.
Well, let's go ahead and move on then. Let's do it.
All
All
right.
right. So for the TV news, we have a few things here. First of which is that the House of Dragon, the HBO Game of Thrones prequel series, has dropped another trailer along with some posters. So if you want to throw up the posters first, Josh, before we watch the trailer, it's all on
Yeah,
that
give me
same link
just a
there.
second. Get that
Just
up for you.
pop it open there. So we have character posters for Rhaenyra Targaryen, uh, Daemon Targaryen, Viserys, Otto Hightower, Alicent Hightower, uh, Corlys Valerian, uh, Rhaenys Targaryen, Kristen Cole, Mysaria, and that is it.
Oh wow, this
There's a lot.
swapping between these are a pain because it's not like I can just swap between them.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's
So
that one.
check them out. So that's the Matt Smith, Damon Targaryen one. He seems like he's so I don't know much about like what's going on in these in this,
I don't either.
point of time. Someone in my YouTube comments for my reaction to this video said that this takes place about 200 years before the Game of Thrones series, which is something I didn't know. So now I know. But yeah, it's obviously House of the Dragon. Obviously, is the show is going to focus on the Targaryens. Um, so that'll be interesting. I'm curious how things are gonna what's gonna happen because I never read any of you know the books or anything like that. So this is all gonna be new to me. I like some of the actors we have in this show. So I'm curious how it's gonna go because I know nothing, like literally nothing. So I'm just I'm gonna go along for the ride. But those are all the character posters. Some of you out there listening or watching may know more about this than us, but I'm here for this. This is gonna be August 21st, the release date. We are like what 3 months away.
Oh god, I'm hitting all the
So
wrong buttons. Jesus.
yeah, we're about 3 months away from this. So yeah, I'll definitely be checking it out when it drops, and we'll let you guys know uh how it goes. But what do you think, Josh? You wanna what do you think of the posters? And then before we throw up the trailer here.
They're cool. I'm not. I'll just be honest. I am not big on. I have no urge to go back to Game of Thrones or to step back into that world. And I think you're the same, or we're the same kind of.
Yeah,
Before any of this trailer
yeah,
stuff, but
I
we'll
was,
see.
but I'm gonna give this show a shot. It's gonna be, you know, completely different from the people that did the main Game of Thrones. So we'll give it a go. I'm in this trailer. It intrigued me enough
All right,
to wanna give it a go.
let us check out this trailer then, shall we?
Throw her up.
All right, I got it up. You just let me know when you're ready to go.
All right. So throwing up the trailer. Uh, three, two, one, play.
What is this brief mortal life, if not the pursuit of legacy?
I, Rickon Stark.
I, Corlys Velaryon.
I, Ormond Baratheon.
Promise to be faithful
To King Viserys.
and to his named heir.
Princess Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra Targaryen.
Men would sooner put the realm to the torch than see a woman ascend the Iron Throne.
We play an ugly game. You have the determination to win it.
History does not remember blood.
There it is.
It remembers names.
I can just see Josh's face. What are you thinking, Josh? What are you
Oh,
thinking?
I mean, it looks cool. I'm gonna check it out and stuff. I had watched it already, so
Oh, okay.
I
I
just
got you.
didn't react to
I
it.
thought you hadn't seen it yet.
No, 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 no.
Okay.
I saw it when it dropped.
Gotcha.
I actually what you probably saw was me experiencing back pain. Um, but yeah, it
Oh,
looks.
all right.
It wasn't the show. The I think it looks fine. It's just I haven't really had that urge to
Yeah.
kind of go back to it. That's all. When
Yeah,
I say
no,
go
I
back to
get
it,
you.
this is a whole new thing, and it's not fair to judge that based on something that came before it and all that. And as this is completely new people running in, completely new deal. I think it looks neat. Of what I was thinking during that show, I was like really focused on the Targaryens. I was just sitting here thinking the incest is coming because that's what they fucking do. And it's like, oh my god, it's gonna be. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh my god, that's what was in my
Uh,
head every time I saw somebody with the white hair. Um,
yeah, that's funny, man.
but yeah, I think it looks fine. The music's hype. I love the music. So you can say whatever you want about the Game of Thrones series and all that stuff, but the music throughout all of it was always fantastic and loved it all very much. And it seems like they still got the badass music in this. So yeah,
Yeah,
I think it looks neat. I'll check. I'll be checking it out.
yeah, yeah.
It
We'll
just
definitely be checking that out.
it just fascinates me how the ending of the Game of Thrones, the OG Game of Thrones, how that just killed so much of the hype for me for so long. It's
You,
so
I
I've never
mean,
had anything
for
like that before.
I think it was the same for a lot of people because, like, I don't remember another show like in recent history that literally everybody and their moms was talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like it ended and nobody, not a soul has like given it like has talked about it like since, dude. Like it's just one of
No.
those things like everybody was all about, and then now it's like who messes like you know what I mean? Like who messes with that? Who's brought up Game of Thrones? Like nobody, dude. Like it's just crazy to me, like how it was such a big thing in pop culture, and now like since it's ended, like not a peep. Wow, dude. Like it just I'm trying to think of other things
I
like
don't know
like
if there
that,
ever
and
was.
I can't, man. Like it's like it's just crazy to me because like everybody used to talk about Game of Thrones. I was somebody that came to Game of Thrones pretty late in its run. Like I think I started watching Game of Thrones. I want to say right before the last two seasons. So I think I caught up and watched the first 6 seasons, and then I watched the last two live, which in my opinion are about the worst 2 seasons.
Yeah,
So it was unfortunate that
I started.
that's you
I
know
wasn't on it from the beginning. I watched it because I didn't have HBO. I watched it starting around season 3 is when I started watching GOT.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's just anyway, this is gonna be a whole completely different thing, not the same showrunners, so
yeah,
I'm hopeful for that. Uh but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I wonder what the budget was. Because they're banking on GOT. They're gonna have dragons like right out the gate. Like this
Yeah,
shit
with
ain't
Targaryen,
cheap.
yeah, you gotta have dragons for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't
So
know. We'll see. But yeah, that's House of the Dragon. Moving on. Here's something that we are both definitely excited about. We have a date announcement for season 5 of Cobra Kai, baby.
Cobra Kai,
They
Cobra Kai, Cobra Kai.
they released they have a little video on the YouTube. So let's go ahead and check it out. It's
Before
about a
before
minute
we hit
50.
play, before we hit
Uh,
play, guys, if you have not seen season 4, I'm gonna assume there's spoilers in this thing.
yeah,
Come back in a couple minutes, because let me tell you something. Cobra Kai is worth watching without being spoiled. So if you haven't
it's
seen
so
it,
good.
I'm
It's so
assuming there's
Cobra
spoilers
Kai
in
is
here.
so good.
I haven't actually watched this yet, funnily enough. Um, so
All
yeah,
right,
let's check this
well,
out, Daniel.
let's check it out. Ready? 3, 2, 1, play. Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai.
It's okay, Loki. It's okay to be wrong.
So this is definitely spoilers from last season.
Yeah, this is massive spoilers.
Today is a turning point at Cobra Kai. Our
there
competition
they
has
go.
closed up shop. And the only thing better than a full dojo is a whole valley of full dojos. Come join us.
Oh dear.
This is what we're up against. I know
Hey,
firsthand
Chosen.
Silver isn't afraid of putting kids in harm's way, and that's why I have to take him down.
You're playing with fire, Danny boy. And I am Gasoline.
Oh damn, Chosen.
Hey, Chosen.
We were coming to get Miguel. Do you even have a plan? Of course I do. I'll ask around if anyone saw Miguel.
That's the big plan.
Oh dang, so Johnny and Robbie are going to find Miguel.
Always have a shot at making things right.
We're not friends.
We never will be. There's only one way to end this. We have to cut the head off the snake.
Badass.
I told you not to play with fire.
There you go, Cobra Kai 5.
Hey, whoa, no. I didn't mean literally cut his head off.
So September 9th, I'm excited for this because I love the show and it's a day before my birthday, so it's gonna be a good birthday present for me this year. Cobra Kai 5. Let's go, baby.
Let's
I
go.
am
That
so
looks
hyped about
so.
this. That was cool, man.
There was a lot of stuff I was not expecting to see so much from the new season in there. Actually, I figured it'd be like,
And
here's a
you know
little
what's
recap
crazy?
type of deal.
You know what's crazy about this? This is not even a trailer. This is just a date announcement. All they did
I
was
know.
announce the date, and they showed all of that. That's nuts. This could have been a whole trailer, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't react to this because I didn't think it was gonna have all this in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
right.
I would have reacted to it if I would known they would have had this stuff in it. But anyway,
It was.
yeah, I can't wait, man. I love.
I
this
was
show.
not expecting that much. I really was not. Everybody's looking good. We see Miguel in there, and I know some people last season were like, he looks like he's put on some weight, but we all talked about like how he's obviously was bulking for Blue Beetle. Here he
Yeah.
looks like kind of like his old self. So, I can't wait. Cobra Kai. I love Cobra Kai. All right, obviously it's had some moments that weren't necessarily great, but for the most part they've been consistently good through all 4 now, hopefully 5 seasons.
Yeah.
And I was on that train from the beginning, baby, even when it was on YouTube. I
Josh was
love
on
it.
that train from the start. For sure.
And I'm glad more people are watching it now and love it, especially since it's coming to Netflix and more people have gotten a chance to look at it. You motherfuckers better not cancel this shit before it's done. I'll be mad. I'll do a one-man picket line. Bring back Cobra Kai.
Bring
The
it
show's
back.
so good.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
that was great. I can't wait, man.
That's pretty hype.
Another last thing I got here is the Star Wars account over on Twitter tweeted out an image which simply has a chair and a little Dave Filoni cowboy hat on it, and it says Ahsoka, an original series, starts production today. So as of today, they are beginning production on the Ahsoka show. And I can't wait. Look, Dave Filoni's little cowboy hat with the little fucking, is that a wolf pin on it or something?
I believe
Anyway,
it is.
it is. That looks so. I can't wait, man. I'm the potential for what they could do in this show is very exciting. We know
Ooh.
some of the people that have been cast in this already, so I can't wait, man. I'm just super looking. What'd you say ooh for, Josh? What'd you see?
I was checking at some news while you were talking about that. I was checking out some news, and there's been a teaser trailer drop that we're gonna need to talk about probably. That dropped 30 minutes ago. But finish up with Ahsoka, or if you're done with it, we can.
Yeah, no, that's all I had to say. We can move on unless you got some throw in there real quick.
So here's the thing. 37 minutes ago, we got a Westworld season 4 teaser trailer.
No.
If we want to check that out on
Well,
stream.
let's check it out. Yeah, because I have not. Obviously, we've been streaming, so I haven't been able to check it out. So let's give it a go, man. Let's check it out. I like Westworld. I think I like season 1 probably the most so far. The other seasons have kind of been like steadily just you know dropping, but for me at least. But yeah, I don't know. Well, we shall see what this new one uh, looks like.
So, Daniel, I'm going to mute myself for a second so only you can hear me.
Until
Guys, we're going to
it's
wait.
right.
All right, you can hear us again. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait on this trailer, guys, because it's unlisted, and we do not want to get we don't want to get the stream in trouble if this isn't something that should be shown yet, and two, we don't want to get our YouTube or Daniel's YouTube in trouble because it's where he hosts stuff at. So we're gonna pass on that for now. Plus, if you want it, I'm sure when it comes out, we'll do reactions for it. So,
We will check it out when it's
yeah,
when it's like unlisted or listed. Actually,
when
I
it's
should say.
officially out. I do not
Yeah.
want to do a thing that is not officially out and get our butts in trouble or anyway. So,
Whenever they
I
want to
didn't
show it to us, we'll give it a go. We'll check it out. So
I
don't
didn't
worry about
realize
that.
it was unlisted, or I wouldn't have even mentioned it. Because yeah. Anyways, we can
All
move
good.
on
All good.
to the movie
So
news.
that's our TV news. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and switch the title over, we will talk about the movies.
Yeah, let me
Which we
flip
have.
this.
We had a couple things here. Nothing too much. We'll probably be able to wrap up the movie news here very quickly as well. Yeah. So first thing we got here is a quick little poster, a new poster for Pixar's Lightyear.
Honestly, this movie looks great.
Out June 17th, and I think it's a pretty neat looking poster. You got like I guess the main crew in the cover. You got Zurg looming in the background with all his robot dudes, and then you got the little installation facility down below where they shoot the rocket up where Buzz goes off on his journey. So I think it's pretty good, pretty decent poster. But yeah, I know we're
Right.
both looking forward to checking this movie out. So
Yeah, it looks great.
not long now, a month away also. So
It's only gonna be in theaters. I don't know how long until it comes to Disney Plus. I kind of want to see it in theaters, to be honest. It looks great. I might take the nephew. We might go watch this.
there you go. Very cool. The next thing we got here is that James Gunn has announced production on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has wrapped. And he also is teasing the appearance of an unannounced actor in the latest film. So he tweeted out some pictures with some captions or with some words on the tweet, and it says, "And that's a wrap, and that's a picture wrap on Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. I love this amazing cast and crew and their beautiful talent and kind souls. I'm a lucky human to have them on the journey with me for nearly a decade." And yes, Zoe was with us, but the only picture I have with her has an unannounced actor with us. So there you have it. So he's teasing that his wife Jennifer Holland is going to be in the movie. Which, if you guys have watched Peacemaker, he threw her in there as well. Her character's pretty cool in the Peacemaker TV show, and she's in the latest Suicide Squad as well. But yeah, so I guess it was only a matter of time before he put her in Marvel, and it's happened now. So the first picture's pretty cool. You have like it's his brother, Palm Clementeff, who plays Mantis, and you got James himself, Chris Pratt, Star Lord, Karen Gillan's Nebula, and then you got Dave Bautista's Drax over there. So that's a pretty cool little rap picture for them. Yeah, it's kind of crazy that they have been almost at this for almost a decade. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'd imagine they started filming like what 2013 Guardian or 20 or yeah maybe 2012 2013 around there for because the movie came out in 2014, the first Guardians. So yeah, it's been almost 10 years. That's kind of nuts, man. Because I remember when the first Guardians was about to come out, like I knew like I knew about the Guardians of the Galaxy like probably more than most people, but I wasn't like super knowledgeable about them, right? But I mean, I like I said though, I would still consider myself more knowledgeable about them at the time, and than most everyone else. But I remember looking forward to it, and it was like one of those movies that like Marvel, like we I guess people at the time were like, is this movie gonna do well? Because like who the fuck what's the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Like Marvel's trying new things. And I remember it being like a huge success at the time. I remember it came out like in August of 2014, I believe. And it was yeah, it was a huge success. And here we are now, man. So congrats to them. They've been on this journey for nearly a decade. So that's pretty cool that they've kind of culminated their journey with this crew, after almost 10 years. So pretty dope, pretty dope. The last thing we got here is we have I haven't seen this yet. It dropped only earlier today. But the Avatar, The Way of the Water teaser trailer has been announced. So Avatar 2, Josh, we have a trailer for it. I haven't seen
Yes,
this, so I don't know if you have, but I'm gonna be
I
checking this
have.
out for the first time.
I saw it at Multiverse of Madness. They played it.
Okay,
So
so
it was one of the
Josh actually
teasers.
saw it at the theater. So
I
this is
did.
my first time seeing this. So I don't know what to expect. I don't know what we're gonna see. I have only seen the first movie a few times, and it's been years since I've seen it. So we're gonna go ahead and check this out. So 3, 2, 1. My live reaction is gonna be a go.
Let's have a look. See.
Lightstorm Entertainment. Blue person, just so we know we're back in Avatar.
Right.
Blue water, just so you know we're back in Avatar. Blue dude flying on a blue creature, just so you know we're back in Avatar.
A lot of blue.
Giant trees and shit. We're back in Avatar, baby. Look at that, swimming in the water. Yeah, this is a very blue trailer. This December, even the words, man. Look at that. What the hell is that, dude? Man, I really need to rewatch the first movie because I don't know what's going on here. I don't remember what's happening. They got bows and guns and water creatures and
I know one thing. Wherever we go, this family is our fortress.
Avatar: The Way of the Water, and there it is. So
What'd you think?
my thoughts on this are this definitely is the way of the water because it is blue as shit. This entire trailer is so goddamn blue. You would think you hear that song in your head. You know the one I'm talking about. I I don't know. It's for me. It's like I haven't seen the first movie in so long that I don't even know what the hell is going on here. Like, there's the blue guys have like guns and like bows and like I don't remember. Like I don't recall really what I mean. Visually, it looks beautiful. I'll give it that. Like just visually, it looks absolutely like stunning. Like it just the which makes sense because the technology. The last movie came out in '09. This one's coming out this year. and like it's just natural progression of the technology of everything that we've had is obviously it's gonna look better. But yeah, I don't know, story wise and like everything. I can't really speak because I don't know. I don't remember the movie, the first one, but it looks beautiful. Um, and yeah, it looks it just looks like Avatar. Like I don't know, what else to add on to it. I'll probably give it a go. I need to rewatch the first movie though. But what do you think, Josh? When you saw it for the first
Uh,
time in the theater, I imagine you get to see it in its full glory, right, on a big screen, so you get to see all the blueness and heavy detail.
yeah, I don't hate it. I'm just not really like I'm not nor am I hyped for it. I'm in
Yeah,
like a
I wouldn't say I
neutral
am either.
gear or any of that. I think it looks neat, I'll probably check it out when it comes along. Obviously I need to see more trailers and stuff
Yeah.
that come along. I assume like the guns and stuff that they kind of have is just like leftover stuff from like that first movie. I assume there's going to be some sort of time jump. I There's got to be like from that first movie. Um and I don't know. I'm kind of I want to see more. I'm kind of curious. I'm not hype about it, but I think it looks neat. I guess. I try to give everything a fair shot. Um,
Yeah.
I remember when the original came out, it was like it was breaking all the records, and it was all the rave, and everybody was talking about it all the time. And then it
You
just
gotta go
like,
watch it in 3D and
and then James
fucking
Cameron
all
would
that.
not shut up about all the sequels he wanted to do, and never did any of them till like
And
20 years later.
and and now he's doing like fucking 5 of them, and this is like the first one of the 4 or whatever. Like anyway,
hmm
there's a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. I don't really have any. I'm very neutral on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we both are because again, it's been so long for me since I've seen the first one that I don't really have too many strong opinions on it. But
Also, that first movie
yeah,
is
I
very
mean,
long. I hope these sequels aren't.
oof, I don't. Is it how long is the first one? I don't
I
remember
feel
because it's
I
been
feel like
fucking
it's
long.
long. Let me
I'm
look.
curious now.
I'm gonna
I want
check
to
it. I'm
know.
gonna look it up. Felt like it was long as shit. Where's the fucking runtime of this thing?
2:42. Is that what it is? 2 hours 42
Is
minutes.
it really? I feel like that movie's
2
like.
hours and 40
I mean,
minutes.
yeah, it's still pretty
Yeah,
long.
that is that is long. Yeah,
uh, That's a long
that,
movie.
that is long. Yeah.
I'm
Wow.
like, I knew it was pushing like almost to 3 hours. It's almost a 3 hour movie. That's a long movie.
That is
Uh,
long. I don't. Man?
Hope these sequels aren't that long.
I didn't remember it being that long, but I mean, I haven't seen it in years, so I don't remember a lot about it. So just tells you, man. It goes to show I don't know what the hell is.
And I also always think of this is totally off topic. Whenever they say the name of the planet Pandora, I just think of Borderlands 2.
Yeah,
It's what
yeah,
I'm like, where's the vault
Borderlands.
dwellers at? You
Yeah,
know?
right. Where's fucking Handsome Jack and all them motherfuckers?
Yeah, exactly. That's where my brain goes. Yeah. Um, I think that's it for the news, guys.
Yeah, that's all we got. So that'll wrap up our news portion of the show.
I am gonna take a quick break, mostly because I need to grab a snack. I haven't eaten anything all day, and I need to go potty and all that stuff. So I'll put some music on. It won't be very long. We'll be right back. I'll run some ads so we can disable the pre rolls, and you guys can get up and stretch your legs and stuff. And we'll be right back with Winning Time and Moon Knight.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
so we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, everybody, we are back from our break. Sorry, it was a little longer than that I anticipated because I actually had food waiting for me, so I just ate my food on the break really quick because I was starving. I'll be honest, I could have ate a horse. All right, it is time for our main topics, which is going to be Winning Time and Moon Knight. We're going to start with Winning Time. Let's start this off. Let me
Let's
get the main
do
topic
it.
text up there. All right.
So we're starting with Winning Time, the rise of the Lakers dynasty, uh, a show on HBO Max. Um, it just ended, I believe, yesterday. With the last episode dropping. Um,
Sorry, I'm trying to adjust the text here.
so there was 10 episodes in the season for winning time, and it premiered on March 6th, and then there was an episode weekly from then until yesterday. So this is a show based off of the 1979-1980 NBA world champion Los Angeles Lakers, um, which I am a fan of the team in real life. And obviously, going into this, I know who some of these people are, like who, the people that these actors are supposed to be portraying, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, again, like I said, based off the 79-80 Lakers squad, um, Magic Johnson's rookie year, older Kareem, but the start of the Showtime era. Um, so yeah, what did you think about it, Josh? First of all, would you think they were gonna like when we were talking about watching the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you think this was gonna like be about? Like, how'd you think it was gonna go? And then like, did you end up enjoying it, or did you end up liking it, or and like, did you think it was gonna go the way it was gonna go? But yeah, go ahead and speak on this for a little bit, because like I said, I knew, like, for me, some of the things that happened in the show I already know was going to happen because it happened in real life. But
Yeah.
we'll get into that a little bit. So go ahead. For somebody who's kind of an outsider on the in the NBA basketball world,
Yeah.
like, what was your thoughts or perspective on this show?
So I'm gonna start off with saying I like it. Um, I think I even said it a few weeks ago on the podcast before it was even done. I was like, I like this show. Um, like Daniel says, I'm not huge into the basketball stuff. I think I saw trailers for this, and that's kind of what got me interested in it. So I knew kind of like it was gonna follow Magic Johnson, who I know of Magic Johnson, like obviously, because I feel like that's a name that you hear quite a bit. Like even if you're not into basketball, you know the name because he was a huge star, right? So,
Yeah.
um, along with Kareem, um, I enjoyed it a lot. Like I know there's a lot of it that is dramatized and stuff, and like parts of it that aren't like true or are super exaggerated. Obviously,
There is a
yeah,
lot of dramatized stuff
yeah.
in this. So a lot of it, yeah, some of it is like anyway, we'll get into that, but continue.
Yeah, but for the most part, as an outsider, I enjoyed it. I think the thing that it did for me was like after an episode, I'd go look up stuff, right? I'd go look up and be like, let's look at this game and let's see
Yeah.
what happened. And that's kind of how it obviously like that's kind of how I knew like some bits of it aren't true. Like there's a point where they're like they played in Boston, but in the game, I mean in real life, they didn't. They didn't actually play in Boston. They played at the Forum. They played that game in the Forum, but they acted like they played in Boston in the show for some reason. I don't understand some of those decisions that they did with the show. But for the most part, I had fun with it. It was a neat little even though it's not super true to the actual history. It got me enough interested enough into the actual history to look that shit up when I was done because I wasn't into to basketball. Like I had no idea who Jerry Buss was or who Storm and Norman was or any of that. But like I looked that stuff up after I didn't know who Jerry West was or Pat Riley, any of those people. So I mean, I looked him up after the show, and I think that speaks to the show. Uh, to the show's credit to get somebody that's not into basketball really or know the history of the Lakers, kind of interested in that type of stuff. Like, here's these characters that were on this team and they went on to win the the championship, and Magic Johnson winning you know MVP of the
He
playoffs.
won Finals MVP in his rookie season, where he also played center. Like that's wild, dude. Like that is
Hmm.
insane. Like even now, I'm like, dude, that's fucking crazy. Winning your rookie year like that is insanity.
Also,
Um,
this show has one of the most gnarly oh my god, bike crashes I've ever seen.
oh yes,
Bicycle crashes. He
yeah,
literally goes over the handlebars and just scrapes on the pavement, and I'm just like,
yeah,
ah, that's terrible.
yeah. That was I knew it was coming though, because again, I know some things that obviously occurred in real life. And I knew as soon as he was like, because they kind of set it up. He's like at home on his day off or whatever,
Hmm.
and chilling with his wife, and he's like going. And as soon as I saw him like doing, in that moment, I was like, oh, dude, here it comes, man. As soon as he pulled out the bike, I was like, yep, it's happening. They're gonna do it, and they sure did. And that was like the end of that episode too. They ended it on like a cliffhanger, right, where he's like just scraped his face on the fucking pavement, and that's like where it ended. So that was nuts, yeah. But yeah, you have you have the whole squad, man. You got Jerry Buss, you got Magic Johnson, you got Jerry West, you got Genie, you got Norm Nixon, you got Kareem, Bill Sharman, uh, you got Cookie, with Magic's girl. You got the whole other squad. You even got Magic's family, like his dad and his mom, and everybody back home over in Michigan and whatnot.
Hmm.
And then yeah, you got others like Pat Riley and Chick Hearn, and you got the fucking. I remember like when they were talking about this show, like when it was first being casted and stuff.
Hmm.
Like they said that Jason Segel was gonna be in it, and I totally forgot he was until when I first saw him on screen as Paul Westhead.
There were a few of those moments where I was like, "Is that's Jason Segel? He's in this?" I'm like, and then I was like, "Who's in this?" Because it has a lot of people in it. It has John C. Riley as Jerry Buss, which is like,
Which, by the way, I thought he did a fantastic job as Jerry Buss.
here's the thing with John C. Riley. A lot of us just know him from like comedy stuff, but he does like way more than that. And he's been in so many movies. Like like he has a career, like a fucking long career. If you look at his like repertoire of films, like quite a
Yeah.
few. Um, so I figured he was gonna be great in it, and I think he was. I think he was really good. Um, playing Jerry Buss, who I don't really know a
The
whole
late,
lot about in real
the
life, but
late great Jerry Buss, legendary owner in sports. R.I.P. to you, man.
hmm.
He passed away in 2013 in real life, and yeah, it was he was a great owner, man. He brought us many a championship, many a great team. And yeah, man, we got Showtime because of him, and everybody that was a part of that. So yeah, Jerry Buss, was a great dude, and the way they portray they portray him in this show, like I'm sure there were some moments where I thought like a lot of the things they did for certain people in this was like too much, like for example, I thought Jerry West, Jason Clark, they did him like so extra, dude. Like of him like being just a fucking like he just like throwing his like trophy, out of like at the end of
Yeah.
a certain episode or something. I was like, that's come on, man. Like that's too much, dude. Like, sure, Jerry West has been known to be a bit of a like a potty mouth or whatever, if as you know, uh by other people, but like he wasn't like that. He isn't like or wasn't to that regard. Well, I should say isn't because he's still alive, but yeah, he just like, and then like Chick Hearn, another person, R.I.P. Chick Hearn. He says some stuff in this show, like there a particular moment when he's talking to Pat Riley, when Pat Riley's like gonna be his like uh
Yeah.
color commentary dude, where he called him his voice like he called him like
Yeah.
an F word or something. I was like, dude, I was like, all right, listen here, Chick Hearn was an old white dude from back in the day, but I don't think he would have gone that far. Like from everything that has been known about Chick, he may have said, because again he was an old white guy from back in the day. He may have said some things that were maybe a little insensitive because he just didn't know any better or whatever, right? But
Your
like
product of the
I don't
times,
think
yeah.
yeah, product of the times. But I don't think he would have. I don't think the way they portrayed him in the show, I was like, come on, dude. I don't think he would have done some of that stuff, man. So yeah, so for particular characters like that, like Chick Hearn and Jerry West, I think they went a little bit too dramatized. Uh, but I mean, that's just the way of the show, right? They're just gonna overdo things, and
Yeah.
you just gotta, that just comes along the thing. But yeah, and there was other cool moments. Like I remember there was a game and like they were playing against the San Diego Clippers, and then like little baby Kobe was in the stands and whatnot, and I that is one of those things where it's like it's unknown if it was actually true or not because
Mhm.
Kobe's dad did play for the Clippers, so you could maybe assume that he probably was at that game as a baby. But like it's who knows, right? Like it was so many years ago. Like who the hell 1979? Like who the hell would have who would know, right? So, but it was a cool little moment for the show, I guess. Like here's little baby Kobe. And I like how in the captions it was like, "Put me in, coach," even as a fucking baby. I was like, that's cool, man. And then there was other moments like, oh, how'd you feel about like Larry Bird being inside of Magic's head like fucking every episode almost since his introduction?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, for everybody who is unaware, they entered the league at the same time. Obviously, you see at the beginning of the show they were both drafted at the same time. They were rivals throughout their entire careers, basically. Um, Larry Bird played for the Boston Celtics. Magic was a Laker. So throughout their times, those two played a lot against each other. And then Magic ended up beating Larry's team in the college and whatnot. So those two have a long history battling at one another. So you get to see like I guess the beginnings of it here in the show as like you get to see the real Larry Bird, and then you get to see the Larry Bird that's stuck in Magic's head a lot of the time. So what'd you think
Yeah.
of that?
Well, mostly what I was trying to figure out was like, was Larry Bird this country? Because he's super country in the
So
fucking show.
he's from Indiana. So there was a little moment in that last episode too where they were saying some shit, and
Mhm.
I don't know if he's all the way like that, but he's like at least some country, because
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
he's
sure some of it's a little exaggerated and stuff like that, obviously for entertainment value.
yeah,
Um,
obviously, yeah.
but I was like, I didn't even realize where he was from. I didn't even realize
Yeah,
Larry Bird was
they
his
were like
country or anything
such
like this.
yeah, there were such opposites. Like, here's Larry Bird, the white guy that from Indiana that everybody loves, and here's Magic Johnson, the happy, smiley, like black dude from Michigan, right? That like
Mhm.
again they were like just pitted against each other from the start, man. Lakers, Celtics, two, they're rivals. We're rivals. I'm a Laker fan. You can see here, I'm rocking the shirt, but yeah, they just from the beginning always battling against each other. Which, by the way, there was an episode. There was the fuck Boston episode. As a Laker fan, that is incredible. I love you know seeing that and getting the win. Again, Josh was saying earlier how they played against they played at him against him at the Garden, but it was actually in the Forum or whatever. But that was a great episode just for that for those reasons. Like I yeah, as a Laker fan, I really enjoyed that. Um, also, did you know that the guy who plays Norm Nixon in the show is actually Norm Nixon's son? Devon
Is he
Nixon.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
I did not realize that. No, I didn't know
So
that.
he kind of looks like him because he's that that's Norm's son, you know.
What the fuck? He's Danny Dyson in Terminator 2? He's the kid? I didn't know that. What? That's cool. Wow.
Little bit of information. He's been in a few things, man. He's in the
I should
Bodyguard,
have looked at the
Terminator 2.
actors. Yeah, I should have looked at the
Yeah,
actors. I didn't look at the actors as much. I was too busy learning about the actual people to look at the actors, I guess.
yeah. No,
Uh,
the guy, the actor who played Norm Nixon is actually
that's
Norm's son.
cool.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah,
I didn't realize that. That's really
that's why he kind of looks like him. He got the look because he literally is like as close as you can get. But yeah, and then there's other things like like Jerry Buss's mom, played by Sally Field. Like I'm pretty sure in real life she had already passed away years before any of this. So that was another thing that was added in just for extra dramatization.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's something
Yeah.
that also is not like accurate at all.
I have no idea how close he was with his mother in real life. I assume it was fairly close if they wanted to do that in the show, even though it had already by the time
Mhm.
he'd become owner, she was already passed away. But I assume that's kind of what they wanted to kind of show is like that. That is what they wanted to show, and they couldn't show it if she wasn't in there. So
Yeah.
obviously, it gives John C. Riley some great acting moments.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's one of those things that probably because I don't know. Obviously, my I don't know for sure. It's just there for the dramatization stuff. So,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
um, for the most part.
Yeah.
Um, I love the
Did you
opening, by the
also
way. I know we
Oh,
didn't
the
get to
intro?
that
Yeah.
yet. I love the
Yeah,
intro. I love it.
I like I like the song as well because that's
Hmm.
a good song, and I think it fits in the intro pretty well.
Yeah,
It's called "My Favorite Mutiny" by the Coop. It's a good song, man. I've known about that one for a
I love
while.
how I love all the funky music. I just love it. It's great. You
Yeah, I
know.
mean, you're in the late '70s, early '80s, so kind of the
Yeah.
mix between literally 1979, 1980. So you're at the end of one decade and the start of the other. So it's pretty cool.
Hmm.
And then like, how'd you feel about the whole Kareem stuff? He had like him like with his spirituality and all that, kind of stuff.
I liked it.
He was dealing with.
Uh, I thought I liked the episodes that focused on Kareem because I don't know a lot about Kareem. Uh,
Yeah.
really, to be honest. I didn't know much about anybody on the team other than like I knew Magic Johnson's name and that he was a big basketball star, and that was pretty much it. But you'd always heard about Kareem, and I thought it was funny how they open the first time you meet Kareem. He's doing the airplane
Oh yeah, the
this
movie. Yeah,
thing. And he's like, "Fuck
which
you, kid," which was
I
funny.
thought I heard something about them actually getting the directors of the movie to be in that scene too. Or am I wrong in
Oh,
thinking
I
that?
have no idea. Maybe.
Huh. I thought I heard something about that. Yeah, I don't know, but anyway. But yeah, Kareem, formerly known as Lou Alcindor, obviously with his religion, he got a name change um, to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Um, but yeah, so it was cool seeing like the team, like uh, bonding and doing their thing, and then at the same time, you got Jerry Buss's drama with his mom, and like having to fucking take over the team because they're like they're pretty much taking a gamble by trying to take over the Lakers and whatnot because they're like they said like the entirety of the season like if we don't at least make the playoffs or the finals or whatever like we're gonna I don't know how this is gonna pan out, right?
Gonna be bankrupt.
They were kind of they were in trouble there, yeah. And then you got the whole coaches thing. You have like Jerry West, who was formerly you know the coach, and then you have like, who are we gonna hire? All right, let's get Jack McKinney. He was an assistant, but let's bring him in to be a head coach, which happens a lot in sports. Like, you know, a lot of head coaches or a lot of assistant coaches kind of transition into head coaches because, you know, it's they
Mhm.
prove themselves and whatnot. So you got Jack McKinney, but then we talked about his accident earlier, which kind of leaves him a little, you know, messed up for a while and unable to coach, which then brings in Paul Westhead as the coach, but he's kind of getting help from Pat Riley on the side, even though he's kind of like working with Chick on the announcers table. And then, you know, Westhead's like, "Yo, you've been helping me out. Why don't you just join me for real?" And then you know, Pat Riley, played by Adrian Brody, who I thought did pretty well as Pat Riley as well. Um, Comes in and zooms him out, and then you kind of have the drama of like, all right, are we gonna stick with Westhead and Riley, or are we gonna go back to Jack McKinney? You know, but then like throughout, you kind of see that McKinney's a little not all there yet. You know, like especially when Jerry goes to visit him, and he's kind of like, you know, who's this guy at the door, right?
Yeah, that's terrible.
And it's like, yeah, that's rough.
I
But
could feel like just I was like, oh, this is so awkward, but at the same time, it's like can't help it. He was in the hospital, and you know,
yep, he got his face scraped all over the pavement, man. He got
it
fucked up real
was
bad.
it's bad. All I could think is like fucking cheese grater on the face, like,
Yeah,
ooh,
dude. Oh, that
oh, it was
sucks.
so bad. Like,
Oof. Yeah, for sure. That was rough. Um, and then obviously you have going back to the Celtics thing a little bit. You have not only Larry Bird being like the antagonist to Magic, but you have Red Auerbach, played by Michael Chiklis, and you know, antagonizing Jerry Buss because you know you have the Celtics dynasty that was, you know, dominated during the fucking, you know, 60s and whatnot against, you know, Jerry West Lakers and all that, and now he's, you know, like talking shit on Jerry Buss, thinking, you know, like, you know, who's this guy thinking he can just come in here and do anything. But that was that was fun, seeing that as well. And then what'd you think of some of the cameos? Like we had like Jack Nicholson in certain episodes. Yeah, like Paula Abdul, you know,
mm,
and then like you know, you have David Stern, who was the uh now in real life former commissioner, but at the time in the show, future commissioner of the NBA. Um, which, you know, it was just cool seeing all these, like, you know, like, oh, there's you know, Jack Nicholson and Paula Abdul and, you know, fucking when Norm was in the movies and whatnot, like, oh, here's, you know, this guy and that guy, you know. So
yeah,
yeah,
it
well,
was cool. The biggest one that stood out to me was the Richard Pryor one with Mike Epps playing Richard Pryor,
yeah,
which, who, by the way, didn't even realize it was Mike Epps until I saw the casting. I was like, wait, really?
I
Um,
didn't realize it was him at first, but then I saw him in like the same episode later on. I was like, oh yeah, that's him. But
yeah,
yeah, fucking Mike Epps is the Richard Pryor. Yeah, it was only in an episode, so I kind of almost forgot about that one. But yeah, no, it was
I
that
think the
one,
reason
that
I
one was
remember
pretty
him, I think the reason I remember him the most is because he has like a, quite a few speaking lines with magic at
fun.
times, so he kind of
Yeah,
sticks in my mind a little bit more than like say Paula Abdul, who's just there for like a little bit, and but you don't even
Jamaica
realize it's
girl. Yeah,
her till they throw up her name, like they do throughout the show. Um,
yeah.
and Jack Nicholson, that cameo pop-ins are like really quick, so. Uh,
Hmm.
some of the one of the things I like about the show, and one that told you like, yeah, this is a dramatization, is like Jerry Buss just talking to the camera at times, and like he
Oh yeah,
literally is he is
literally like
talking to you,
breaking the
the
fourth wall.
audience. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Uh, like at the end where he's like, "Watch me paddle, motherfuckers! Ain't my swan song yet." Like he has some good
yeah.
quotes
Yeah,
and
John C.
things he
Riley
talks
has
about.
some good stuff in this for sure. Yeah.
And I wish I could remember some of them, but my brain is not like it's like can't remember. Because some of these
No,
episodes,
yeah,
I watched it week by week, right? So like some of these
yeah.
things happened a
Same.
while ago, so I can't remember, and I should have written them down. Um,
Mhm.
but like one of my favorite lines is like I can't remember which episode it is, but he's talking about the first person to run a mile in like a certain
Oh
amount of
yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah.
And he's like, "Do you remember
That's
the
like at
name
the
of the
beginning of
second
the episode.
person?"
Yeah.
Because I fucking don't. You know, like it's
Right?
always about that first.
Like
I was like,
yeah.
this line's so good. I wish I could remember it.
Yeah, it's true, dude. Who remember? Yeah, that's the thing. Who remembers second or third place? It's always the first, man. To quote the great fucking, which I believe. Wait, I think he played. Did he? No, no. It was no. Never mind. It was Will Ferrell. If you ain't first, you're last, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely he had a lot of good like lines in this. That's for sure.
Shake and bake, babe.
Shake and bake. But yeah, then like they focus a lot on Jeannie as well because in real life, Jeannie is the current owner of the Lakers.
Yeah,
For
I was
those
reading
out
about
there,
Jeannie.
and yeah, for a little bit after the passing of Jerry, it was kind of like her and her brothers kind of like not really like fighting, but like seeing who would be better off. Because Jim Bus for a while, which I think we see him in the last episode there at the game, the championship game against Philly. He was kind of in charge of the Lakers for a little bit, and we were shit for a while he was in charge. So uh, then Jeannie kind of took over, and we won a championship a few years ago. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Jeannie is the current like owner right now, and they kind of like allude to her, like especially when she's talking to Claire, right? She's like, "Oh, I don't want to be, I want to be you, right?" And she's
Mhm.
like, "No, you're gonna be him," because obviously in real life she's the owner now, so she does
Yeah,
become him. But yeah, that's just another cool little thing
yeah.
in case people didn't know. Jeannie Buss, current
I was
owner of
reading
the
about Jeannie, and then I realized she's a co-owner of Women of Wrestling. She owns a wrestling promotion,
That's
or
cool.
is a co-owner of one that like uh was founded previously by the owner of Glow, of all people. Like
Ah, interesting.
yeah, so she's like a co-owner of that, which I is ongoing and didn't know it, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I was like, my
That's dope.
worlds are crossing here. Neat.
There you go, man.
Uh, but yeah,
But yeah,
I love the show. Like it's got great heartfelt moments and some heartbreaking moments and some obviously not true moments, but uh,
right. Yeah.
it's still fun. I enjoyed it.
You also get to see a lot of magics, like sleeping around, and even Jerry does a little bit of that, like the moment where like he's trying to he like gets some by basically saying my mom's dying, with
Mm-hmm.
the caretaker lady or whatever. It's like, oh man, shit. So
Yeah.
stuff like that, and then like fucking Magic sleeping with his girl's best friend, basically, and it's like you're having the kid. It's like, oh, that ain't mine or whatever, right? So there's stuff like that, and yeah, I mean, just and then the whole Spencer Haywood thing. Jesus, man, that is so Spencer Haywood. I don't know if he ever got like to that point. Again, that's another thing I think was a little bit over dramatized because Spencer Haywood he is currently alive. He's still around, and
Mm-hmm.
he is not like that crazy. At least now. I mean, he's an older dude, obviously, but like he's still around. But I don't know if he ever got to the point where like let's shoot the Lakers, like
No,
we're done.
immediately
That's
when that happened, I was
yeah,
like, yeah, that's not
like
true at all.
that's like
That's.
you're going a little too far with that. But he was actually addicted to cocaine in the 70s, and he was let go from the team,
I
the
mean, he's
Lakers.
probably not the only one. you know.
Yeah. And also he did also, you remember how they were talking about how he like circumcised himself or whatever?
Mhm.
That is true also,
Oh God.
apparently. And he said that I remember reading an interview that he did it himself, but he went later to like years later to like a an actual hospital or whatever to get it like cleaned up or whatever. So he did do it himself, but he did get it cleaned up. So
Ugh.
I couldn't imagine doing that. Fuck that, dude.
No,
Like
no, dude, no.
fuck
That'd
all
be
that. But
off.
yeah,
That'd be terrible.
he did do that. But yeah, Spencer Haywood is quite the character in this, and his relationship with Kareem is quite something as well.
Hmm. But yeah, when he went to the drug dealer's house and was like, "Who you want me to kill?" The Lakers. I was like, "No." I'm
That's
like,
so
"This is
extra.
not
Yeah.
true. This is bullshit." I don't know why they put that. That is to the point of like, I can understand a lot of the other stuff. I don't know why the fuck they put that in there. That just seems like
One of
stupid.
one of the many over dramatized things in the show that they decided to do for some reason.
That one almost takes
Uh,
you out of it, to be honest. Like that is so ridiculous when that happens.
yeah, yeah, but yeah. Also, I don't know if you know this, but Magic, Cookie is in the show, right?
Hmm.
And they're actually married in real life, Cookie
I
and
did,
Magic now.
I did figure when I looked that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that's something that also, you know, I guess if they make a season 2 for this show, which I don't know, like
I think they want to. I think they said they wanted to keep doing the show for as
I
long
know
as
they
they
wanted to
could.
keep going for like I know eventually they maybe want to do Three Ring Circus with the Shaq and Kobe stuff, but that's like years in the future. So, and that's another thing. They did a lot of time jumping in this show. Like they would be. I know they started the last episode of like game like 5 or something like that, and it was they skipped the first 4 games and the finals, and like
Hmm.
they did a lot of jumping around and hopping around and stuff, uh and yeah, Kareem did end up getting hurt that game. Uh, he did play through it, and then he was out the last game. And Magic, yeah, was able to win the Finals MVP in his rookie year for one
As
of the
somebody
champions.
with fucked up ankles, that whole section was so painful to me when he's playing on that sprained ankle.
Playing through the injury,
I'm
and
like,
then
he's
a
got
lot
to
of
be dying inside. I would be
oh
dying
yeah, I mean you
inside.
kind of see him like in the show, he's like fucking hurting, man. But
Hmm.
that's athletes, so man, like that's another thing. Like Kobe, dude, I remember like watching him like in my years of watching basketball, like watching him. Kobe got hurt a lot, and he played through some injuries, man. Like broken finger, like he had a finger wrapped up, and like like broken Achilles and shit, like all kinds of like he got fucked up a lot over the years, and he played through a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's just athletes, man. They play if you're in the ultimate goal of where you want to be, you're gonna play through the pain and get it done, man. Like you're
Hmm.
at the moment, you're like, I don't give a fuck, man. We're gonna play through this. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, I feel you though. Watching him play through that, as they like, he feels all this excruciating pain. Yeah, it's something for sure. But yeah, what else you wanna go through on this show? I kind of hope like I enjoyed it. I like watching it, but for me, it's like I almost don't like the super over dramatized stuff at times because
Yeah.
it's like too much. Like I know these people and like not personally obviously, but like I know like who these actors supposed to be portraying, and at times I'm like that's just too much, man. Like they were there's no way, dude. Like you're kind of you're gonna make people think that this is what they actually were like, and they're not. Like I know they have the disclaimer there at the end, but as we know, people are dumb and they can't read. So it's always the thing of like, man, I hope whoever's watching this doesn't actually think that this is actually what happened because it was not like that. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely be up for watching another season or seasons of this, depending on which way they go with it. Like I said, this one was off the 79-80 season, so I don't know where they would move towards next, depending on what season 2 would be. But I definitely be up for watching more. I really like John C. Riley as Jerry Buss, and I think everybody, for the most part, did a good job doing their thing,
Hmm.
acting wise. Um, but yeah, uh, what do you have anything else to add on to Winning Time, Josh? Anything else you
No,
want to say?
I just enjoyed it. You know, I had a good time with it. It got me interested in it, even though you know, in basketball a little bit, even though it's not my thing at all, really. I've never
Yeah,
really given it its fair shake. Obviously, dramatized and stuff like that, but um, I enjoyed learning about the characters after like the show was done. I'd go and look. I say characters like they're not real people. Like
the
real. I
r-
enjoyed going and
real
reading about the
people.
real team. Um,
Yeah,
uh, and Jerry Buss and like Jeannie. Like I enjoyed trying to learn. I'm someone that likes to learn. I like expanding my knowledge.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I had a good time with it. Quincy Isaiah, who played Magic Johnson, was great. All the actors were great. And yeah, I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the like the setting. I enjoyed the funky music. I enjoyed some of the drama, even though a lot of it was fake. But
yeah.
I just had a good time with the show. I would love to see another season.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I that's one thing I do like about this show. Even though there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, I I think it's cool that like people like yourself that aren't like super into basketball or knowledgeable about it can are fascinated by what events that happen in real life and looking stuff up and all that. So I think that's one thing that's really cool about this for sure.
Hmm.
But yeah, if that's all we got, we can go ahead and talk about Moon Knight now.
Yeah, let's go ahead and switch gears. We'll flop over to Moon Knight. Let me change our main topic text here and
Sounds good.
adjust where it's at on the screen because I don't want to have to. Yep. Boop.
All right.
And there we go.
Are we ready to talk about some Moon Knight from Marvel Studios and Disney Plus?
All right, guys, Moon Knight time. If you haven't seen Moon Knight, now's your chance to step out of the room
Yep. This is your
and come back
warning.
later.
If you haven't seen Moon Knight, get out of here, watch it, and come back.
All right, three, two,
All right,
one.
Josh,
We're talking Moon Knight. Let's do it.
you ready? Moon Knight. What are
Okay.
your initial thoughts? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you were in between? Go.
I liked it. I wish it had 2 more episodes. How about you?
I am with you. I wish there was more episodes as well. I really liked it. Out of all the Marvel Disney Plus shows, this is the one that I was looking forward to the most. I really enjoyed the whole character of Moon Knight and having it mixed with the whole Egyptian mythology pantheon of gods and all that, and it was really cool seeing it take shape and just I was looking forward to it every week. It was only 6 weeks that we had it, right? There's only 6 episodes, which was yeah, like I definitely wanted more, man. Like I I don't know why, like I always say quality over quantity, always for sure. But man, sometimes they leave you wanting more, man. It's just one of those times. I was like, I really wish we had more time with this character and more things, to do in this series because like they could have really done more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really like I really like all the actors in this. Like I really enjoyed Oscar Isaac as the various personalities that he portrays in this,
Right?
and I really liked uh May Kalawami as Layla. She was awesome. Also, that
Yeah.
lady is very attractive, but um she was cool. And I liked Ethan Hawke as Arthur Harrow, really good choice. Um who else was good in this? Just oh dude, fucking even though he was only a voice in this, but fucking F. Murray Abraham as Conchu was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Conchu was fantastic. But yeah, I thought like acting wise, I really liked it. I really had nothing, There's I think like the best episode acting wise, I think was the fifth one, where you really get to see Oscar Isaac, get into those deep emotional issue problems and things that he had as a kid and
Yeah.
all that.
There is
That was really good.
some dark shit for an
Yeah,
MCU movie. Uh,
yeah, it definitely was.
or
Which
series rather.
which I haven't seen Doctor Strange yet, but apparently it's a very dark time for the MCU because apparently that movie's dark as shit,
I'm
and then
about it.
Moon Knight is pretty dark too, man. So
Bring on the darkness.
we're getting
Yeah.
into some horror slash dark themes in the MCU, which it's cool, man. Like they keep they keep changing it up and mixing it up, which is always good, man. You don't want to stick to something too long. Well, yeah, I really like the show. I really like the Moon Knight suit. I like the
Oh yeah,
because
it's
we have
fresh.
it was really cool. But we have several characters that Oscar Isaac plays. So we have Mark Spector, who I would consider to be, I guess, the main one. I mean, I don't know. I guess Steven is, I guess, the main one also, because we kind of start with Stephen Grant. But there's Stephen Grant, Mark Spector, but in the fifth episode, you kind of see why I would consider Mark to be the OG. Even though we start off with Steven in the show. But you have those two, and then they both get their own versions of the suits. One of them is obviously the Moon Knight, Mark Spector, and you have Stephen Grant as Mr. Knight, with his whole suit and all that. And then spoiler alert, if you're watching this, you've seen the show, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It is revealed. I mean, they kind of tease it throughout the episodes, but that there's a third personality, and that is Mr. Jake Lockley, uh, who speaks Spanish at the end, which makes sense if you're going to have Oscar Isaac portray the character. Why not have one of them speak Spanish? But with a name like Jake Lockley, you're like, what? Uh, anyway, we'll learn more about that next season, I'm sure, which I'm excited for. But what did you think of those three personalities, Josh? And which one was your favorite?
Um, I liked. Really, I feel like I kind of liked them all fairly equally. Uh, I liked the Moon Knight costume more than the Mister Knight costume, although the Mister Knight one is still pretty good. Um,
Yeah, yeah, both costumes, honestly. Yeah, I prefer the actual Moon Knight, armor, but
mhm.
the Mr. Knight is pretty clean.
Yeah, the suit and like the thing. Um, most of the time, and I don't consider this a knock or anything. It's just like whenever they would just switch, when he would go from Mark to Steven, I would just be in awe of Oscar Isaac being able to swap. So what seems like easily, I'm sure it was probably fucking hard as shit if you were him having to do it.
Yeah.
But um, that's what kind of always blew my mind was like, look how easily he switches between being Mark Spector and being Stephen Grant. Like
Mhm.
it was crazy, but they both are
It's like
they're like two different characters. They really are two different
yeah,
characters.
because like
Uh,
it's not only just an accent change, which he has an accent for Stephen Grant. He had to
mhm.
get a. I'm pretty sure he worked with like a dialect coach or whatever to get that like British accent going. But yeah, it's like a whole different like person. It is a whole different character. Like they those two act so different from one another. Like it's a huge difference.
Yeah, it's it's nutty. Um,
Yeah, so Oscar Isaac is fantastic playing those that character with those personalities. Which, as I was saying earlier, it's revealed in the fifth episode that Mark created Steven as like a response to the abuse that he received from his mother.
yeah,
Uh, which his mother has that kind of disdain for him because she blames him for the death of his younger brother. Um, which we also see in that same episode. Um, but yeah, that's crazy, crazy stuff. Oscar Isaac is fantastic.
yeah.
What'd you think of the like every time it would switch from like Mark to like Jake or Steven to Jake? Because like we at the time when they would do that, we didn't know what it was, right? We just assumed like, oh, it's a third, maybe it's a third personality because neither of them have any recollection of doing any of that. But
Mhm.
then like I think in the first episode, it's like he meets Harrow in his like cult, right? And like they're coming after him, and he kind of like blacks out, and then like he comes to, and he opens his eyes, and he has like a super bloodied hand, and like he's got blood on his face and shit. And obviously that's Jake doing that. But at the time, we're like, whoa, like that's nuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it, that to me was crazy, and
I thought
also
it
like
was cool. I didn't.
yeah,
The only time I didn't really like it is in the last episode when they do it. I was like, I want to see what happens. I wish we were,
yeah, because
you
they kind of like
know, they do that
because we've
cut.
seen it happen a few times, right? So it's like show us finally, right? But they still don't do it.
Yeah, what I would have done differently, um, with the show was like in that moment at the end, that episode where we black out on Mark and Steven and Jake takes over. We assume, obviously, it was. Um, Layla's right there. We could have switched to her POV. We could have seen like the fucking. Why
Like
not
from
just
her point
show
of view, seeing it, yeah,
exactly? Why not show?
that would
And
have
you
been
don't even have to
cool.
show. You don't have to show Oscar Isaac. You could literally just show his silhouette, his shadows up on the walls. He's doing all this crazy shit, right? And then we pop back over, like, oh, I would have done that over the we're blacked out, and now here we are with this. It looks like he's freaking kill Arrow, uh, thing, you know. So that's like my knock on that last episode was like, oh, why did they have to do the blackout here? Like you almost feel a little robbed, or at least I did. I felt a little robbed by it there at the end because like we've got all these cool fight scenes, and he's
Which
fixing to lose, and then it blacks out, and now he's won. Oh, kind of hurt me a little bit.
yeah, like you're talking about those fighting scenes. That was a cool fight scene at the end. And you got the
Hmm.
kaiju gods fighting against each other, and then you got Harrow versus you know, Moon Knight. It's great, man. I love seeing that. Like, because you see them two fight on the ground, and then in the background you see the looming giant presence of the two gods just fighting, one another in the background. Um, which also reminds me, this show had a lot of cool like visual moments. Like the one that comes to mind for me is like, you remember when right before Khonshu gets trapped, they have to like revert time, and you see the sky kind of change. Like that is a visually like fucking beautiful like thing that they did in the show that I was super all about. Like I love seeing that.
I
It
remember
was
every
really
night.
really cool.
Hmm.
And he had to get had to tell who was it Layla, I believe, to go to, or was it, no, it was it, did he talk to Steven? Yeah, I guess he told Steven, right? To go to tell Mark to free him or whatever, maybe, or was it Layla? I don't remember. But anyway, uh that was great. And then like seeing all the other gods kind of form in their, room or whatever in the pyramid, and like kind of with their like uh what's the word I'm looking for? Like their hosts or whatever.
Their avatars, yeah.
That's the word, avatars. With their avatars in the room. Jesus, I couldn't remember the damn word.
Just
We
remember the
literally
blue
talked.
people.
Yeah, I was gonna say we literally talked about the blue people earlier, and I still couldn't remember. I still couldn't think of the fucking word. Man. Yeah.
It's
No.
okay.
Yeah. It was cool seeing all of that, and then like one of them like trying to help out Mark, after their meeting and all of that, and
Mhm. 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 I wish we could have
yeah,
seen
it
their
was.
costumes, like when they start to
Yeah,
do
I
that
know,
final
right? I
fight.
was.
I was like,
I was
"Oh, come
really
on!"
hoping for that, and it just never
I was like,
happened.
"We were robbed. We were
Which,
robbed of
speaking of
cool
costumes,
costumes."
how'd you feel of Layla's costume after she became the avatar of Tauret?
I thought it was pretty dope, but I couldn't help but think of Wonder Woman. To be honest, I feel like
I was just gonna say I liked it, but she reminded me of 1984 Wonder Woman, dude, with the wings and shit.
hmm it's I still think it looked cool. I think the look, I get like the whole we're posing as we hold swords out and show off the wings thing. I get that that's cheesy, but I don't care. I loved it anyway. It was fucking cool.
Yeah.
Um. Uh.
Which
Yeah.
there was also a moment, speaking of Layla, where again going back to the horror aspect, she's like running around, and there's like that creature that's running around when her and Steven are like kind of trying to find, you know, uh I forget what they're doing, but they're like trying to find uh I guess information, and then like they come across this creature that like starts chasing them and whatnot. And
Mhm.
at a certain point, Layla's walking around, and like it pulls her into the wall of, or like the crevice of a wall or something. And I was like, dude, this is like that's like horror shit right there. Dude. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Um. One of the things of this show, I thought is like we keep. So Mark mentions his partner betrayed him and like killed him or tried to kill him and like
Yeah.
shot all these other scientists. I for sure thought, oh, that's gonna be Kang the Conqueror. They're gonna change it. They're gonna have it be Kang, uh,
Mm.
and Jonathan Majors is gonna show up for like a quick cameo, and it'll just be like another link to Kang, right? Because we've had spoilers for
Yeah, we've
Loki,
had
Kang show up before.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and I was like, oh, this will be like another little link. It could fit in anywhere, you know. I thought for sure that's what they were gonna do, and we never see Bushman or his partner. Um, I was like, it's gonna be Kang. It's not Kang. I don't guess. Um, so that was one of my. Oh, I thought they were gonna do that. I thought because
Yeah.
there hasn't been another real breadcrumb to Kang and so
Dang.
far,
Yeah.
um, in any of the series or in there was nothing in Spider-Man, which that was always about Spider-Man, but you know what I mean? Like I thought there was gonna be like here's another little crumb of Kang, uh, who we know is probably is coming, right? Like
Yeah, he's
is
gonna
the
be the
next
main
big threat.
Ant-Man. Yeah.
Um, kind of like Thanos. So I was like, well, I figured they'd give us because they haven't given us anything other than like that one bit. I was like, here's another breadcrumb, right? Nope, no breadcrumbs in this show. It's completely self-contained for the most part. Um,
Yeah, that's the thing that the show didn't have. They didn't have any cameos. Um
yeah.
I think I read after the show came like finished that they said that they thought the show was better off for it, like not having any of the cameos and whatnot. Like it was good to just stand on its own kind of thing.
Mhm.
Um, which yeah, I mean I thought it did. Like I thought it was pretty good. Like it's always it's always cool to see any of those cameos, but like I guess it's also neat that not every show needs to have that. You know, like it's like
Mhm.
we could just do our own thing and not have to have you know uh Bumbleberry Fuckle do show up in the last like 2 seconds of the post credit
Yeah.
scene or something. You know? So yeah, I mean that like like I'm not complaining because I love whenever that happens, but it's also cool. It doesn't need to happen every time. That we can just have a thing be its own thing. Because I mean
Mhm.
it's all connected anyway, so we know they Moon Knight's gonna show up at some other thing at some point down the line, and this
Yeah.
person's gonna be here there. So it's obviously it's gonna happen.
I didn't feel the need for any cameos. I wanted a Kang cameo just because I thought, oh, this will fit in. It'll be there for 2 seconds. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. And like I just thought, oh, we're gonna see his hand. pop, pop, show back, Jonathan Majors, and we're back to Moon Knight. You know what I mean? Like that's what I thought it would have been if they had done what I thought they were gonna do. Um, but they didn't, which is fine. I just thought I felt like this was a perfect place to throw another breadcrumb for Kang. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, at all. But yeah, I don't feel like it needed anything other than what it got. Like, um, uh, I enjoyed all the Egyptian stuff. I enjoyed, like I mean, the whole show is Egyptian, but like I enjoyed, like when we actually got to Egypt and saw the. I love that ending where we're like in Mark's wakes up and he's obviously been drinking and they open the window and it's like, oh, it's the pyramids, you know, like that shit was dope. I
Yeah,
love
that
that
was
part.
really cool. I was so hyped for that after that ended because yeah, that was awesome. And you knew that that's where we were before that.
Hmm.
Also, like you just know. But yeah,
Also, yeah, we got a giant fucking alligator fighting a giant fucking undead bird thing
yeah, it was
as
it
in
was awesome.
country.
It was awesome.
Whenever I saw Amit, I was like, oh, this is kind of how I envision Sobek in our D&D game, you know? Like,
Yeah, that's
uh,
cool.
uh, it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I also really like Taurette too. She was pretty funny. Um,
That shit was
ha-
so funny. I have such good ideas for the costume. Like she was just waiting to become to be an avatar for
right?
somebody, or to become somebody's avatar rather. Also, fucking Alexander the Great, uh, mummy out of nowhere. Wasn't
Oh
expecting
yeah,
that.
just
Um,
brought him in casually. Like, yo, we gotta stick your hand down its fucking mouth, down its throat, and grab the thing we need.
Not only that, Alexander the Great was fucking Amit's last avatar. Like, what? That's crazy. Um, I thought
Been a
that was
while, huh?
cool.
Been a
Yeah.
while.
And yeah, I thought Ethan Hawke was great. I loved him being in the show. I liked him being in the show so much that I was kind of bummed when we got that post-credit scene where he gets whacked by Jay Lockley.
Yeah, he
Uh,
just gets like you think like, oh, cool. He's gonna. We still have fucking Ethan Hawke for next season or whatever.
mhm.
Nope, they just decided to be like, "Yo, you guys watch.
And then,
You guys are Marvel fans. You watch post
pew, pew, pew,
credits.
pew, pew, pew.
We're gonna clap his ass in the post credits. So fucking get fucked, Ethan Hawke."
Yeah. What else can we talk about? Uh, yeah, I wish it was 8 episodes instead of 6. I feel like we could
Yeah,
fit some. When you do 6 episodes, no matter what, unless you're really fucking tight with it, some things are gonna feel rushed. Um, so I kind of wish that it had at least 8, or maybe even just one more. You know. Um, but other than that, enjoyed the show quite a bit. Um, uh,
yeah. I
yes,
really enjoyed it. Oh, I really did.
this show has some of the darkest moments, but it also has a lot of comedy in it. Like
Mhm.
when they first meet
I mean, Steven is
Tara Whitty,
very.
Tara Witt, and
What?
yeah, and they just look at each other and scream, and that was so
She's like,
funny.
"Hi."
Um,
Yeah, that's a good moment for sure. And like Steven is a lot of the in
mhm.
general is a lot of the comedic stuff in this, right? He's more of a goofy guy, like with the whole late as gay is thing and like
Ladies, guys.
uh going on a date to a steakhouse when he's a vegan, with that one lady in the first episode and like just he's usually just doing and saying stuff that's silly and goofy and just for the comedic you know uh aspect of the show. But yeah, I wish there was more episodes also, but that's just I guess that's the way certain shows are going now, especially for Disney Plus, right? Like this is only 6 episodes. Fucking Obi-Wan's only gonna be 6 episodes. Like, bit of a bummer because I want more, but I do always say quality over quantity, so it is what it is, man.
Yep. This show is really good at making you. Mark and Steven's interaction, particularly the last couple episodes, especially episode 5. Um,
Mm.
uh, it's weird that it's like these are obviously the same actor, and he's acting with himself, but I care about them, and they care about each other, and I believe it.
I
Like
I
it's
thought
so weird.
I thought I also read somewhere that Oscar Isaac's brother was kind of like a body double for him as
I
well at
read that
times.
as well. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that I
But yeah,
thought that was really cool, but it's
talking to
like
himself basically. So
it's
it's
crazy
really
good like writing that you can be like, I can separate them enough to recognize the relationship they would have with each other and enjoy it, and not be taken out by the fact that they're played by the same actor, and realizing that there's like just talking to himself basically. Um, but it has like some really heartfelt moments, especially in episode 5, and like some really sad moments. So I just wanted to mention that. Like, hats off to Oscar Isaac for pulling that shit off. Like, I don't know anybody that can do that. That's crazy. Um, which I guess is kind of why he wanted to do it. Like, it's why you take on a challenge to be like, can I do this and pull it off? You fucking did, dude. You know?
yeah, he killed it. He absolutely killed it, man. He did a fantastic job portraying
Mm-hmm.
all of the different personalities that you know he he had to do. So
And I hope we get more
great.
Moon Knight. I hope we see Moon Knight in movies. I don't care what anybody says. I want to see Moon Knight in movies.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, absolutely. I
as
want to see him
well.
in a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I hope Oscar Isaac wants to play this character for a while because I want to see him in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Feige and all of them have plans for him as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, is there anything else you want to talk about, Daniel? My brain is kind of empty at the moment.
No, I mean if you wanna end it there, we can end it there. I'm looking forward to a season 2. I'm looking forward to the future of these characters. I'm excited for Layla and Mark's future in the MCU. And I want to see more Conchu because I think he's awesome. And uh yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to the I'm looking forward to just the rest of the upcoming MCU stuff like Miss Marvel and you know that's actually a good question. What is next? Is it Miss Marvel? I think it is, right?
I think.
Because I was just trying to think to myself, like I think it's Miss Marvel, but I don't know because this was like the one that we were looking forward to, and now it's over. And then I'm kind of just
Uh,
wondering, like, where are we with what's next? I'm pretty sure it is Miss Marvel. Yeah,
for the
June
TV
8th.
show. Yeah.
Miss Marvel's June 8th. And then at some point later this year, we're gonna have maybe She-Hulk, which I'm also super excited for. I'm really excited for She-Hulk. Hulk is my one of my favorite Marvel characters, and I really like Tatiana Maslany. Uh, so yeah, Abomination's coming back. Like I'm hyped for that. And
Yeah,
then
that'd be interesting.
and then not only that, but we're gonna be getting some specials on Disney Plus as well. We have the Werewolf by Night special, which is gonna be like the Halloween special they're gonna have. And then we have the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special as well coming out in December. So that's what we got coming. But yeah, Miss Marvel is the next one coming out. So we'll definitely be doing an episode on that. I believe that is also going to be 6 episodes. So stay tuned for that when we talk about that one, guys. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of these 2 shows that we were talking about. And yeah.
All right.
Any other closing thoughts, Josh, before we head on out of here?
I don't have any. I enjoyed it.
Cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over to Daniel. You're up, bud.
All right, guys. We're gonna call it here. So thanks for joining us on this episode of Winning Time and Moon Knight. Next week, we'll be doing our show for the 3-year anniversary. Oh man, we've been doing this for 3 years now, almost. So that's pretty nuts. Can't wait to talk about that with you guys. And then the week after that, we have a retro rewind, so we'll be doing that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of both of these shows, either on Twitter or Discord or whatever. Coming up for me on stream, I'm gonna be starting the Outer Worlds. The Outer Worlds is a game I've been wanting to play for a while. We'll be starting that up on, I believe, tomorrow. But I'm excited to be playing through that. I'm gonna be doing another prop night co-stream on Thursday again. So stay tuned for that. That's gonna be fun as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Come check out the Outer Worlds, and yeah, I'm gonna have fun doing that, starting that journey. Go check out my YouTube stuff and all my other social media things here down below. My sleeping dogs videos are starting to go up on YouTube, so check those out. But yeah, we'll be back next week, guys. Have a great one. Thanks for listening or watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Hi guys, thank you for checking out episode 118 with Moon Knight and Winning Time. I hope you enjoyed this week's show. I hope you enjoyed last week's show. I don't really have a lot of things to announce, but it is May, which means, guys, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. So, this is me giving you permission to give yourself a good time for a little while. You know, go refresh your mind, your body, your feelings, whatever you need to do. It is the month to probably be reminded of that. Oftentimes we kind of forget and stress out and let everything kind of fall apart. But it is May. It is Mental Health Awareness Month. Go give yourself go treat yourself. Go treat yourself to a good meal if that's what you need, to a nice hot shower and like a relaxing massage if that's what you need. Whatever you need to kind of recharge yourself up a little bit and recharge your mind and your body and your feelings, go do that. And we will see you all next week for the next Clockwork Cantina. Until then, bye bye. We love you and take care of yourselves.